Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. The book of Jeremiah ends on somewhat of a high note. It concludes with the situation of Jehoiachin, the king of Judah, his situation changing. Evil Merodach, the king of Babylon, actually takes Jehoiachin out of the prison, and he speaks to him good words, it says in verse 32. And it says he set his throne above the throne of the kings who were with him in Babylon. So he gets an exalted position. And then it says in verse 33, so Jehoiachin changed his prison clothes and had his meals in the king's presence continually all the days of his life. And then he had an allowance. It says for his allowance, a continual allowance was given him by the king of Babylon, a daily portion all the days of his life until the day of his death. And so this was somewhat of a promise of future fortunes for the people of Israel, those who had been led away into exile, that the fortunes could change for them. Things could change for them because of this change in status that Jehoiachin experienced. And I think it's significant that it says he changed his prison clothes and had his meals in the king's presence continually all the days of his life. What a change to go from a prisoner to be a person who was basically thrown away in prison and was just put there in confinement to actually being able to come out and eat with the king. That's a extreme contrast in the situation. It reminds us a little bit of Joseph, who originally was in prison, but then ended up being second in command to Pharaoh. It would be maybe a little bit of a stretch to say Jehoiachin made it to that elevated status, but at least he's got the king's favor, and he's able to eat with the king and was in the king's presence continually. And as we think about this, that's kind of what has happened to us through what God has done for us in Jesus Christ. God has changed our prison clothes and has allowed us to eat in the king's presence continually all the days of our life. What a wonderful thing. Before we came to Christ, we were prisoners. We were prisoners to sin. We were prisoners to Satan. We have been led captive to do his will. We were living according to the course of this world, and we were basically captured by how everyone else thought. We're captured by the world and its way of doing things. We were under the bondage of sin. But the Lord has changed our position. He has taken us from a position of prisoner to that of eating meals in the king's presence, to be able to be with him each and every day and experience his presence, to go from being one who was a sinner, who was afar off from God, who was not, who had fallen short from the glory of God, to then become one who can daily experience God's presence and to enjoy him each and every day. What a wonderful change that is. As we read about Jehoiachin, we think about his change in status there in Babylon, we'd say, yeah, that's a wonderful thing. But how much more so is it wonderful for us that we get to experience the king's presence? And this king is not just some king over a nation, over a limited nation in a limited space on this earth, but over the King of glory, the God who is above all other gods, the King of kings, the one who is the sovereign Lord, the one who brought everything into existence. We get to experience him and experience his presence all the time. And we get to feast upon all the blessings that he gives us each and every day. So let's be thankful today as we read Jeremiah chapter 52 and we read about this change in status that Jehoiachin has. Let's be thankful that we too have had a change in status. We've gone from prisoners to being able to eat in the presence of the king, to enjoy the bountiful blessings that he provides us all the time, and to be able to enjoy the greatest blessing, his very presence. So Here's some things we can reflect on and think about as we do our reading today. With that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.